Hello to all of you and your friends. Ladies
It's
and
great to
gentlemen,
see you and your friends again in the evening.
today I would like to send it to you and your friends.
A good story by a Swedish author.
The story of the enchanted family. Now, I'd like to invite you and your friends to hear this
Through the
story.
reading of
Why is the house so messy? Where's the land? Loud calls make Lan is cooking rice under the stove. Immediately run up. What's going on, Dad? I'm cooking. Look at what's so messy, kid. He said he just pointed to the corner, where there are black plastic bags. It's a piece of paper and a crust of candy. It's being raised by chickens in the garden, tearing it up and throwing it around. Lan just saw this scene. It's amazing. Dad, I've been taking out trash since morning. There is no candy in my house. When he heard his daughter say that, Mr. Tan also understood the problem. He went back out the gate. Then we went to the next door neighbor's house. Mrs. Mai. There's no answer. He clasped his hand to the shaking gate handle. It makes quite loud sounds. Mrs. Mai, come and talk to me. Now, the main door inside the fourth floor was also opened. To get inside, a middle-aged woman to step away. Top book. Take off the tube and the makeup on your face. There's something wrong. Why is it making so much noise in my nap? Tomorrow, what is this? Just said Mr. Tan. I just pointed to the garbage bag in my yard. I don't understand what you're saying. Don't pretend anymore. How many times have your children eaten bread? Eat candy, throw trash over here. One day, it's a wilted vegetable with fish heads. She didn't have a trash can or SAO and had to throw it into my house. What did I throw over there? Do you have proof? You're asking for evidence. If you want proof, you can. I'm here to tell you. 2 days ago, my son installed a camera on the front porch. So I know what you're doing. You can ask for the evidence now. Let me go. I pulled out the camera, and I told my son to post it online. Let me see if you can refuse. In response to this threat from the future mother was a little startled and stuttered her voice. What are you doing so nervous? It's just the cake covers. Sometimes I let the wind fly over there. It's like I'm sorry. He stared but did not forget the threat. I told you one more time, don't blame me. The two families did not get along. It is best that the river water does not violate the well water. Don't let it go too far. I know. When it came to this, Mr. Tan turned his back on his home. But when you just left, then the smile on Tomorrow's lips died. She gritted her teeth. What the hell is that? Dare to catch the camera to follow here. Let's say you win this time, but don't think I gave up. In fact, it's not that simple. It's just a few tosses of trash or words. The conflict between the two families has been going on for a long time, specifically the lives of Tomorrow's parents. Both sides of the family didn't get along. Back and forth over land disputes. The point is in a dispute. A relative of Tan. They have knocked down the next of kin. You are full as usual. Make this person fall backwards. Head against a large stone by the side of the road. Hit the danger. So this uncle had a brain hemorrhage. Then more than a week. Mr. Tan's relatives were also punished by the law and compensation. But for Tomorrow's family, that's not enough. Even your father had this idea of blood debt. Pay with blood. Many men try to fight and fight. But they only cause injury, not loss of life. Before death, her father called her in the bed and he was dying. I can't get revenge for you. But come to your life if you get the chance. Don't let that house have fun. Happy. Take this last word from your father. Tomorrow after that. Of course, there are many times with the Tan family. But at the moment, it's because it's legally binding. So she couldn't keep her promise to him. It's mine. Back to the present. Tan went to the cleaning place, as well as a bag of candy shells. under the rubble of the empty land at the end of the village. It's also a place where people's waste is concentrated because there's no waste sanitation service, so every day people bring trash out here and burn it. When I arrived, I saw a pile of trash burning, so he quickly threw his bag in that direction. Where is Tan going? I hear my name behind my back. Mr. Tan turned out to meet an acquaintance. So Mr. B.A. is also in the village, but the house at the top is a long way from his house. Uncle B.A., I'm going to throw away the trash. You're free to come over to my house this afternoon for a cup of wine. My son Hai, he just caught a hedgehog in the woods. This one that cleans and collects. Cooking is delicious. Rub the sharp lips, thanks. Then you let me contribute wine. There is also an Amicom. This wine is good for the joints. It's great to mix with your white wine. Then what's the point? If I don't see you in the afternoon, I'm sad. I know. Hi, Uncle. After that, Mr. B.A. kept driving away. Mr. Tan does not linger. Because it's been a long time since this burning pile of trash. Inhaling dust is not good for health. To where he saw the rice plate being served. Once his youngest daughter was toiling under the rice cooker. Is this guy back yet? You're not coming home this afternoon, He said he didn't stay at work. I have to raise my CA early in the afternoon. What did God do in the dark? Turns out today is Saturday. It's a holiday. I told him too. However, Tuan suddenly knew how to participate. Sorry about that. The man named Tuan mentioned here is Lan's brother. He is also the son of Tan. This 29-year-old wife is the head of the family. Because he was outside of working age. It didn't stop there. His health wasn't guaranteed. About asthma and rheumatism. Every time I wait for heaven to be tested. Sometimes Mr. Tan just carries a fishing pole. Then sell it for the entire cost of living in the house. Everything is taken care of. Material by working in a mechanical workshop in the district. Tuan has no wife and children. Or rather, I'm very shy about love. There are many times when people give a match. We only talked for a few days. I don't know what to say. So the girls get bored too. Lan, 24 years old, is different from her brother. Lan missed it once. She has a 20-year-old husband and a child. But because of Lan's weakness, so the baby died in the womb. This is exactly what the couple did not get along with. The result was a divorce 3 years ago. After divorce, Lan's husband came home to live with his father and brother. You don't want to go any further. Maybe because of sadness, as well as feeling guilty for having lost a husband. So there's someone who wants to flirt. Lan all shook his head in rejection. Sit down on a chair at the dining table. He received 8 hot rice from his daughter's hand. Dad, the rice looks good today. I went to the market early to buy fresh fish. I thought you were going to come back this weekend. There's no reason to be hungry. Let him eat. I saw this guitar. I don't know when he will get married again. I urged him a lot. Sexual desire is also urgent, but it just goes away. Or maybe he doesn't like women. God, what am I supposed to say? Even if you go to school, you still have a lover. Don't mention that. Sai Luke Dao Ta Kung Tuong La Yu Duong Tuong Hok Tro. But who would have thought that kid was a minor? That's why it's so famous. When you're with one guy after another, your brother is stupid. Try to get used to more than 5. I'm telling you, the first coin he ever made. Did he buy his kid that phone? But then Sao. You know how it works now, Dad. I don't know either. I just heard people say a few years ago. He's married to a gangster. He was beaten all the time to the point of leaving the country. If you think about it, he is lucky when you don't get involved with the child. I don't expect him to get to know this guy. My poor daughter-in-law, I still have to suffer, is a very contented wife-in-law. Wait for him to come back and I'll figure it out later. Let's eat rice now. Dad went to Uncle B.A.'s house for a drink. You guys, just eat first. You don't have to wait. I drink a little. Come back before 10 o'clock, after 10 o'clock. Don't be ashamed. This one. Mr. Tan laughed. The bicycle saddle just pedaled towards the head of the village. Just arrived at the gate of Mr. I saw my friend's parents. He's grabbing the straw and collecting the hedgehog. Oh my God, it smells so good. I'm here. Your amicom's not available. Stay calm. I also bought 2 liters of white wine to make more. Drinking this wine is heavy. I can't stand it. Yes. Come on in and play. The hedgehog's almost done. There are 3 today. A stir-fried hedgehog, and the second one is grilled hedgehog. The third one is this one. Me, I fake my own COVID. You have to drink these things to get it. Mr. Tan is very close. Seems interested. After entering the army in the house, so you sit and you mix 2 kinds of wine. In addition to the 2 of you, there are other neighbors, together with your friend, his son BA. And then the owner came in. Let's have a few drinks first. I've baked a dried squid with a cup of chili sauce. Lai Rai Cho has the spirit. 4 years of drinking at the same time. So let's start with the big stories. Of course, Tuan also has one of them. I don't know why you didn't tell him to play. He hasn't come home from work yet. God did that, so that no one would suffer. I also want to do less to get married. I'm afraid of it this time, man. I thought he had a lover. It's not there yet. Not yet. It's worth worrying about. Or do you want me to make tomorrow? My grandmother's family has a 23-year-old girl who graduated from college but couldn't find a job. He's back in his mother's hometown selling groceries. She's good. It doesn't have or play around with AI. What? I can confidently guarantee you. And if you say that, I'll go back and tell him. Let's arrange an eye exam. That's right, Tuan. If he can't move, let these old men do it. Reclaim the children. The next topic everyone talks about. It's about someone in this village. Uncle BA. A friend of mine spoke later. You saved me. You heard about him? What's wrong with him? Oh my God, I haven't known for a month. I don't really care. So there's been no intimacy before. I told him to move to town. Yes, moving to town. I moved up there to open a church. It is not clear whether to worship a god or not. But the old man claimed to have a then open MRA for people to worship combined with fortune-telling. What does he know about fortune-telling? Yes, uncle. I was surprised to hear that. But these last few days, I had a chance to go up there with a friend. It's true that he knows how to read fortune-tellers. He's reading a fortune-teller. To the point of the thing, my family just lost millions of dollars a few days ago. He also knows who took it. Really? Who took it? Uncle, there's a grandson in them. I saw the locker unlocked, so he stole it to get a game deposit. He didn't say his name. It just describes the human form. Then the boy's face. Back to where it lives. With that data, your mother came to the house. After a while, he said it was real. He was crying, please forgive me. Oh, look attractive, thanks. Grandparents copy mouth because people at your age and you're concerned. It's no wonder. The guy named Kia. He's been in his 50s and has no family. Previously, when I was young, I worked as a bus stop guard and asked for a loan to borrow heavily. About 15 years ago, he was involved in a scandal. He went to prison 2 years after he returned, and he was everywhere. Sometimes I come home once a year. So when I heard that this old man was a teacher or something, Mr. BA is very vague. He looked at his friend and said, Tan, do you believe this? Tan shook his head. Tell him to be a teacher, and I'll walk my head down to the ground. I'm sure you've learned some tricks to trick people. Sooner or later, the police are watching. Sometimes I go a few more years and don't play. People should be careful not to be fooled. Here we go. The story moves on to something else. Just like that, everyone sat together and drank. The food from the hedgehog is slowly being moved up by your daughter-in-law.